Hey everybody, welcome to another video, first video of this channel, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to write basic code. We're going to be doing HTML markup, which is a markup language, and JavaScript are on the page. So anyway, things you'll need is a web browser and Notepad++. You can get Notepad++ from a search engine. You can go to notepad++.org, get to this page here. Anyway, so I'm going to show you guys how to get started. So we're just going to create a basic HTML5 web page. I'm going to show you how that runs. So this is called an element or a tag, and that begins our page. That's an opening tag. This is a closing tag, and that signifies our web page. And then give our web page a title, my first web page, like that. Close that, and that is our title. So that will change this little bit right up here. And then we want to add a head section. Welcome, and I'll explain what this is in a second. So what this tag does is header 1. H1 stands for header 1, and that's going to write this out as text. So it has indentation. You can indent however you like. Some people choose to indent a bit like this, kind of where it cascades out and back in again. It's not necessary at this point. Okay, so let's write some text. So this is a test, and this will be our web page. So 1 second, I am going to save this. I'll save it on the desktop as my web page, like that. If I run this in Chrome, this is what we get. We get my first web page, and we get the title, and we get the paragraph. Pretty simple. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. If you're creating HTML pages, you can do lots of cool stuff. So for instance, I'm going to show you headers. This is header 1. This is what H1 looks like. We've already used it before. And then goes all the way down to H6, I believe. So let's do this. You can do this along with me. It's pretty simple. So the higher the number, the smaller the title, as you will see in a second. H5, and then finally H6, and this is header 2, this is header 3, this is header 4, this is header 5, and this is header 6. And to explain this, and we save that, this is going to translate this markup language into a readable HTML format on this page. So we refresh, and you can see the differences in size in headers. It's fairly simple and straightforward. But this is a markup language, which means it's not technically a programming language. It just marks up a web page, and we can use things like CSS, which stands for cascading style sheets, to change colors and various bits and bobs around the web page, but this is the nuts and bolts of it. We can also do other stuff, like we can make tables. So tr makes table row. We can also put other stuff on our web page. Breakline, which is br, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. Hold on a second. Save that. Refresh. Actually, ignore the table row. This is a good chance to show you how to put comments in your code. So, I think for HTML, actually, ignore that. It's just a markup language. So, BR. That will put a space in the web page. See where it says this test? See here? And there's just this gap here. So, if I put BR after each header like this, as you can see, save that, then we have this spacing between each header. There's lots you can do in HTML. Also, another handy thing is if you want to center objects in the web page, we can do that. So if I refresh this, everything is centered, which is pretty cool. That is the very basics. This is a this is touching the iceberg of what HTML5 can actually do. But this way you can create basic web pages with basic information, etc, etc. Okay, well that'll do it for this episode. Check out my next episode for more on HTML, CSS and JavaScript.